Afternoon? What time is it? My life is... it's 2:23. It's definitely afternoon. That's the way that my life has been this week. And I'm realising that, yes, as you're seeing it, you're a good... at least 15 seconds behind on Facebook. I've finally figured out how to do this. So I've got my iPad here so I can see any questions coming through. Now, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, this was all recorded on Facebook Live. Excuse me. I've never sneezed while live streaming, and I'd like to keep it that way. So, good. Day 5, week 5. Insane. How fast does 5 weeks go? And I'm going through everything today. Fighting the frustration. If you haven't watched that or read that, you're missing out. Is playing a matter of life and death. Watch that. I am learning so much at the moment, and it's awesome to be sharing it with you. The focal dystonia stuff is on separate videos, and I have another one coming because I've seen even more things that are just profound. I'm just looking over here. You might see these numbers clicked. I had an 8-year-old student this morning in here, and we were doing long tones just to get him to start using the air, centering in the middle of the note. Zero tolerance for anything other than close your eyes. What does that feel like? Copy it when you're playing. Obviously, with the young guy, you don't get complicated at all, but you can set the idea. The first thing that we did, and the first thing that we do, soft, slow breath, opening up the body's concert hall, opening up your instrument. Eyes closed. Is it foreign or familiar? If you're new, try it. If you've been doing every day, so be it. You are going to hear it all today. Then, the next 4 steps. Very simple. We've taken the breath in. Hum. Lower the jaw because we need to open the lips, and then draw the aperture corners in. 3 and turn the voice off. 4. That's what it feels like to play. Do we sacrifice that? When you imagine, shut your eyes, you're playing your instrument. Does it feel like that? Or do you go, Greg, yeah, great, you can do that, but that's not how you play the instrument. Playing the instrument's different. Why is it different? If it's different, it means you're manipulating. I want the lips to interact with the air as if they're the vocal cords. This vibrates, oscillates, this vibrates, oscillates. We're using the passive reduction thanks to elasticity of the body and atmospheric pressure. The body wants to be here when we get a nice breath and you relax. That's the energy that we're using for the harmonic slur challenge. Of course, when we're doing the duration, length, time exercises, you're going to squeeze every single last bit of air out of your lungs. But in the process of doing that, are you locking the throat? Are you pushing the air? Are you tightening the oscillator? These are all the questions that we need to answer, because what are we working on? Breath control, aperture control, and what are the biggest problems with playing a brass instrument and even a wind instrument? I got together with a woodwind player the other day, and let me tell you, there are some psychologies about wind playing that are out there that I'm going to address in a different series later on, about how to use your throat when changing pitch on a saxophone. Kills me, and I'm not even going to go into it now. But overblowing and pinching the lips, 2 biggest problems in wind and brass playing, bar none. And I've been wondering up until now whether my line of I want the lips to interact with the air as if they're the vocal cords transfers into I want the reed to interact with the air as if they're the vocal cords. And lo and behold, I haven't got it here because it's been taken away for servicing. I was playing a soprano saxophone and set for the note, and lo and behold, it works. The person that I was here with, recognizing no active engagement, was dumbfounded. Every note she plays is pushed. Every note she plays, there's tightness up here. It's a universal problem. So we want to use the natural passive reduction of the breathing system. Do I have to use my abdominals to push the air out? No. Do I have to squeeze the balloon for the air to come out? No. Then, that air that's coming out, we use to energize the air in the instrument. We're not blowing through the instrument. We are energizing the air in the instrument. It's air in there. We've just got to make it vibrate. How many times a second will determine the pitch without pushing valves down. What determines what harmonic comes out is purely based on the aperture corner tension, the lips, nothing else. You can use the air from in the mouth. The body has nothing to do with it. It goes against 100 years of brass teaching, and I don't care. The psychology is wrong. The psychology is wrong. You've got to use the body to play faster. I could tell you so many stories of people going, Greg, you're wrong. And within 5 minutes they're going, Greg, I'm going to have to go away and rethink everything about what I'm doing. That's okay. That's why I'm doing this for an hour a day. Eventually the word, the idea will get out there. Transferring the feeling of humming to playing. No way. Oh, let's demonstrate that. Let's make it more concise. And notice when I stop playing, there's no stop or ugh. After playing, air's in the lungs. Release the air. There is no blow. There is a relaxation, and the body wants to come back to here, but it's being stopped because of the vibration of the lip, so it goes at whatever its speed it goes at. And if I was to close my eyes, there is absolutely no pressure change between what's behind the vocal cords and what's behind the lips. It's the same machine. And if you try it and you can't do it, what it's telling you is your face has been relying on extra air pressure, and the oscillator is just a little bit tight, so it needs that extra air pressure to oscillate. And if you're relying on that, 1 billion people play like it and make it work. That's fine. A lot of them, high percentage, would be frustrated and not enjoying the amount of effort that they have to put into playing. Playing's a lot easier than that if you understand the very, very simple idea of pool of energy, passive reduction, something that oscillates thanks to the change in the air pressure. There's no pinch the lips and buzz your lips and blow. There's none. Balloon, passive reduction, sympathetic oscillation of the lip tissue or the reed, as it turns out. I can't wait to get the saxophone back and demonstrate. And then keeping the body's concert hall open and resonant, which is an extension of the instrument. There's air in here and there's air in there. Simple mechanical system. For the voice, pool of air, oscillation, resonant bit. On a wind instrument, pool of air, point of oscillation, and the instrument's the head, the resonant bit. So if you shut your eyes and you can feel that passive reduction of the body and recognize, check it out. Here's the sound that I can make by doing it. I don't know whether you can tell how loud that is, but it's really loud. But all of a sudden it's getting a little bit softer because I'm coming down to the point of equilibrium, and all of a sudden it's a lot softer and a lot softer. And now I can keep talking because I'm engaging the abdominal muscles, squeezing the diaphragm up and forcing the air into the voice, and have a listen to what's going on. Then all of a sudden, if I go fill up again, all of a sudden the voice is very easy. We can generate a lot of energy from a good breath and relaxing. And notice in the breath, I'm not doing anything that's straining the body, but it's just expanding. It's what we've been doing every single day for the last 5 weeks. 3 days to go. Can you believe it? Those of you that have stuck with it, and I'm hearing from you on a daily basis that it rocks my world, it's freaking awesome, is because people are coming back going, my playing's improving. I'm getting better. I'm being sent videos on a daily basis going, I can feel my playing change. I can feel my awareness of pitch change mechanism improving, more efficient, less push of the air. It's awesome. It kills me. So anyway, people will realise eventually. So then, of course, we've got to fill the lungs up. I put my metronome on 60. Here we go. Close. Four beats in, 4 beats out. Then eighth notes. Not eighth notes, crotchet triplets. And you'll notice, if you've been watching since week 1, I'm getting more air moving just from feeling that expansion in the body. Eighth note. Feels amazing. If you're a wind player and you haven't used one, you're ripping yourself off. So the average breath has gone from 4,500 to 4,750, and occasionally and it hit the 5,000, and I could not do that in the first week. Things improve when you come back and do them every day. Now, is it okay there? Yeah, that's fine. So of course I have to do the long note. that was one of those breaths that I could feel like I had I had going on from the start. That's okay. 2 days ago was 85 seconds. How funny is that? All right. Straight into it. I'll start at 176. Now I'm just moving the finger here to make sure I have a break. And I just realised something. I think that might be new. I need to ask my friend Matt, who does the website. It's got achieved and the date. I don't know that that's been there before. Maybe it hasn't. I hadn't noticed it. Because I think we asked for it ages ago. Maybe it's been there the whole time. That's cool. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. So it's probably a good idea to rest for 5 seconds after you've done 5 seconds. So it was an average 10 seconds. And I can feel at the moment, it's not in phase, it's not clicking, it's not that subconscious muscle twitch in phase that I'm talking about. Sometimes it just happens. At the moment, I feel like I'm fighting it a bit. Interesting. So it's getting away from me big time. Big time. So I'm going to jump across to 208. I'm just going to dart around today. See if I can tick a box. Variety's the spice of life. So that 8 beats is going to be quite elusive on the G to the C. It's feeling that far away. I'm not convinced that I'm actually going to get it by the end of week 5. Maybe the end of week 6. Maybe the end of week 7. $200. It's really close to 5 seconds. It's really close, but it's not there. Oops. I'll go to 152 now. Let's do a long tone. So in order to get a good breath, let's lower the carbon dioxide levels in the brain. We don't want to hyperventilate, but we just want to change the dynamic a bit so then we can play for a bit longer. that's only 40 seconds. You're going to have to do some serious work to be able to tick any boxes today, methinks. 184. 1, 2, 4, 8, 5, 10, 15. If we can do 15, we can do 20. It's so close to locking in. That was 20, I'm sure. Maybe it was just a couple of seconds short. Felt great. So that's not locking, but I'm pretty sure I got the 20 before. I'll have to double check it, but I'm pretty confident I did. So if I can get 184, logic says I can get 176. And it just fell off halfway through. Take a break. So that was 20, but I think I've already got that. 1, 2, 4, 8, 5, 10, 15, 20. That's disappointing. Anyway, 160. Oh, well, I think of it. Always comes back to me different parts through the session. I gave 2 online lessons this morning, and to one of them, I said, check out what I'm working on with the Carnival of Venice, this little trick, tia-taka-ta-taka-tum, and lo and behold, it worked. So maybe the message of, you got it, yep, you got it, yep, is starting to happen. It was almost there. It still didn't quite tia-taka-ta-ya-taka-ta-taka-ta-taka. Excuse me. The tongue subconsciously goes into the wrong spot. And it's when I'm thinking about it. The very first thing I did this morning was pick up the trumpet and play it, and it came out. shows the power of the brain. It shows how things get pre-programmed, reprogrammed, and it takes a lot of repetition to overcome something like this. The tongue does not want to do the right thing. Yet it can do it easily. I just find it fascinating. And then there it was. So it's coming. That actually feels really comfortable out of the blue. So for the first time, since I've done it twice in a row, I'll see if I can do the whole, I haven't played it for ages, so I'll just see what comes out. There it is. So how many times do we have to repeat it to get it right? Who knows? And it's there on the short bit. So there's development there. Fascinating stuff. What did I set at 160? All right, here we go. Yes, I just had brunch. So, playing after eating. Why would you do it? Was okay, but I don't remember where I started. I think it was on the 8, which would have made it 45, and I think I've already done 45, so 50, 55, 60. I think I started on the 8. Maybe I'm ripping myself off, but we'll come back and try again tomorrow. I'm going to have another crack at 208. Just got to keep coming back to it. What does it feel like? Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. The movement's not as big, but it's about the independent movement of the mouth without the body going into fear, without choking, pushing, tightening. The feeling of it is. If I grab the lead pipe, which I had before, what have I done with my lead pipe? Got another one somewhere. Independent movement of the mouth. It's really close. I can't tick the box yet. It's got to be in control. And the important part, I'm just going to say it again. Oops. The important part here, you've got to get off to such a flyer. There can be no blow, no squeeze of the balloon. There's a relaxation. And soon as the tongue lowers down to release that air, you've got to click up. And what you might want to do, again, I moved all this stuff because I had students this morning. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. If you hold a note for, say, 4 beats, and then start. I should have done this in week 1, but it was only because of my lesson the other day with Greg Quigley on the trombone here. He just recognised that, you know, I could pick that he was starting to right? And the way I got him to recognise it is feel that sense of the long note was free, but as soon as he went to do harmonic slurs, it went into that. So I got him to play the note first and just say, just mouth movement, and it all of a sudden became abundantly clear all this other stuff that he was engaging. It was one of those beautiful moments I wish I had, but you might have seen the other day, I got to the end of a video and there were comments about the sound. It sounded like a thrash rock metal band. I don't know what happened, but the audio was no good. And it was one of the great things that I wanted to have footage of, and I couldn't use it. Life is full of little disappointments. Oops. No engagement, release of the air, change of the pitch. That was actually really, 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 really close. I'd almost have to watch it back to see if it was a photo finish, but it felt really good. I'm going to give it a click, and then I'm going to watch it back and see if I was kidding myself. But it felt like it was right there. So are there any discrepancies? It's kind of a weird drop off there, isn't it? It's like a really long... It feels like I should be able to get something in there. So what's that about? It's 168. So I'll have another crack at that and see what happens. So that was 30. What are we? 168. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 8, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I don't get to tick a box there. Disappointing. I think I've ticked all the boxes. There is some weird things going on with my chart there. So it'll be interesting to come back. In fact, since we clicked there, I'm just going to have a crack at 5 seconds at the 200. And just a reminder, you don't need to, like I am, doing every box. I'm doing it for the demonstration purposes. But just come back and do a couple. Push to your limit. Don't worry about how many you do. Just practice at your limit. So I've already got 8, so I need 5 seconds. It's really close. Just on the tail end. I can't even pick if that was right or not. That might be right. I just don't feel like I'm on the pulse. I think it's pulling back. So with that in mind, one more check-in. And it was there. How funny. It's slowly being engaged. And that's it for today. Any questions, feel free to email across. If you've been watching at YouTube, register down, go back to the start, and you will, by the end of week 5, find some really big benefits in your playing. I can guarantee it. All the very best. Have a lovely day or night, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 6 of week 5. Who has stayed the challenge? Interesting stuff. See you next time.